I'm Scott Lucas. This is today's EAWorldView on Syria, aid and the hypocrisy of the Assad regime. As the Geneva II conference opened this week in Switzerland, Syria's foreign minister made an offer that apparently couldn't be refused. He told the more than 30 countries and the Syrian opposition who were gathered, if we can have some type of understanding here, we will allow humanitarian aid to reach besieged areas. We will open up corridors of assistance to civilians. Reasonable, right? Wait a minute. What the Syrian foreign minister was telling the delegations is that the Syrian military, who have been conducting blockades for months, in some cases more than a year, will finally step aside and will allow aid to reach the civilians who in some cases have been starving, who in many cases are malnourished, who in other cases have fled and evacuated areas to try to find some prospect of being able to eat. The Syrian foreign minister was saying that the Syrian military, who have confiscated, that means stolen aid supplies, in order to keep the neighborhoods under siege, might actually stop thieving. This is the equivalent of showing up at a house where a man is beating his wife. And the man says to you, "So glad you're here. Look, if you accept everything that I demand, and if my wife accepts it as well, I'll stop beating her. Fair trade?" That's exactly what's being asked at Geneva. Now, this doesn't ignore the fact that insurgents have carried out their own blockades, for example, on parts of regime-held Aleppo and on parts of the surrounding province. It doesn't ignore that in some cases, insurgents have also besieged areas of people who are seen to be loyal to Assad. But those incidents are small compared to what the Assad regime has carried out on a systematic basis. Let's be clear here, a systematic basis which isn't just a limited cutoff of aid, but it is a policy of starvation of civilians if they will not accept the regime's authority, if they will not expel insurgents from their areas, if they will not fly the Syrian flag. It is hypocrisy, it is cynicism, and it is deadly. And if the Geneva II Peace Conference falls for it, it is accomplices to all of those crimes. Crimes of rhetoric and crimes against the Syrian population. I'm Scott Lucas. This is today's EAWorldView on Syria.